In this episode, we are covering journey from the Norwegian border all the way down to Helsinki, about 1,400 kilometers in total. I spent the night about 15 kilometers away from Finnish border, and the border was extremely unexciting, as most borders in the EU, so not being manned at all on either side. You just go straight through and that's it. To get you in the mood of things, there is quite a lot of this. Straight roads. The cabby that saved me today. Yesterday was not the best night, it was raining all night, and I got quite a lot of my stuff wet, especially when riding. More to the point, I think I twisted my ankle or something. So, all in all, not a perfect day. That's why I'm limping, now you can see. But after about 2 hours riding in the rain, I came upon this place in the middle of nowhere in Finland, which is run by a young lady and her husband. Both quit their super duper jobs in the city in France and established this place. And it's fabulous. It's one of the coolest regions here. Perfect for looking at borealis, or doing some cross-country skiing, zooming around on a sled with the huskies, or just generally going for a walk into nature. For the record, I am still in Lapland, but I'm transitioned from one biome to the other. I went from tundra, the area just sort of very close to North Cap, to taiga, which is full of trees that grow rather slow because very short growing period and low temperatures, characterized by forests and many lakes. Fun fact, taiga is the world's largest land biome that covers 11% of the Earth's surface. More than Amazon rainforest, believe it or not. Well, I just broke my personal record. I arrived on a petrol station with half a deciliter of petrol left. Even the reserve was showing 0 kilometers. And upon filling it, I filled 19.95 liters in a tank with a capacity of 20. So, careful planning, or I was super lucky. I also met a rather nice Norwegian chap, so, as the bikers do, swap the stories, talk about the road and the weather, and of course I blatantly pushed my AssejevADV channel. Who can blame me? Another interesting thing in Finland, where the normal 2-lane road every so many kilometers turn into 4 or 6-laner. And the reason being, it becomes an emergency airfield for the military. So like you see now, it's just there for 2 or 3 kilometers and then for no apparent reason goes back to 2 lanes. So everybody happy. We have a road and army has the airfield. Ciao, Alex. What you see is entrance to Santa's village, just outside a city called Rovaniemi in Lapland. Sadly no snow, no reindeers, no dwarfs, but plenty of shops. Quite an interesting place, even in the summer during the rainstorm. And the whole place is geared for really many tourists. And if you ask me, a triumph of marketing. The white line on the floor is where the Arctic Circle begins, some 3-4 kilometers north of Rovaniemi.
Dear Earthlings, another report from the scene. This white line on the floor is the Arctic Circle. Sadly, I came in the wrong season. There is no snow. It's about 20 something degrees, and there's a bit of thunderstorm going on. I went inside, tried to find Santa. I found Santa, actually, he is in. But due to a very strict Finnish health and safety regulation, it's only people up to 130 kilos allowed to sit on his lap, so I was automatically out. But I did took a little sneaky picture out of the shop. So I hope that will do. I tried, but just didn't happen this time. Sorry.
But the good news is the prezzies are already in the shop. So make sure you'll be very good this year in order to get some. Hunting for a place to stay overnight in these Scandinavian countries, it's rather easy. You just go off the beaten track, find a road that sort of goes to the top of the hill, or a lake or a river or a sea in this case, and just follow it, and before you know it, you end up somewhere rather nice, like in this case. Dear Earthlings, I believe it's my duty to describe to you the journey from the Norwegian border all the way down to Helsinki, about 1,300 kilometers away. To cut a long story short, the Norwegians have all the bends and the curves in the road, while the Finns have all the straight bits. Yes, it is true, there are many straight bits, but the scenery is rather nice. You're riding through endless forests full of lakes and occasional caribou to keep you company. As you can tell, too many straight bits can have severe side effects for a biker. I reached the city of Helsinki safe and sound, and I set up a camp to spend a couple of days here and zoom around and see what Helsinki has to offer. And I have the confession. Yours truly managed to delete all the 360-degree camera footage from Helsinki onwards. So I have to rely on iPhone and my helmet cam, and I'm hoping that will be enough for you to get the general idea of the place. My favorite bit in Helsinki, it's a massive seafort of Suomenlinna that has a rather interesting past. It was built in 1748 by the Swedish crown, as all of Finland was under Swedish rule. And the whole purpose was to protect the Helsinki from the Russian attacks. Well, in 1808, Russians did attack, and after 2 months siege, the Suomenlinna was captured by them. 1808, the Russian occupied Finland, and it became a Grand Duchy of Finland, autonomous state within the Russian Empire. Let's fast forward now to 1917, when the Russian Empire was collapsing. The Finns were waiting for that, so in 1918 they proclaimed independence, and all of Finland came under Finnish rule. The same year, the Russian forces left the Suomenlinna, and from that moment onwards, it's under Finnish rule. Furthermore, in 1973, it was transferred to civilian administration, no more defense administration, and it became a rather interesting tourist attraction and a nice picnic spot for the local people. There's many interesting museums on the island about history of Finland, as well as toy museum, believe it or not. And you can reach it from central Helsinki with a half an hour boat ride. So very convenient and a very nice day to spend the entire day there. It's a rather cool way to go to work, don't you think? The biggest bugs and insect hotel I ever seen. It's located in the central of Helsinki. Hello, Mr. Bolt. How are you today? Dear Earthlings, as you can see, I went through beautification process yesterday, done by a young Iraqi barber with a really nice chat for about half an hour, and it was really good. 30 euros, and I'm done. Anyway, I'm in a port in Helsinki awaiting ferry for Tallinn, Estonia. We should be leaving at 2:15. It's 1 o'clock now, so a bit longer and we'll be there. Very easy to book online. 47 euros, one direction, one guy, one bike, and it takes about 2.5 hours. So all in all, reasonable, I think. And yeah, mainland Europe then, again, finally, and cheap beer. Huh. So yeah, I will keep you posted. My carriage awaits me. In the next episode, I am touching the European mainland once again. I'll be going through the Baltic states, Poland, Hungary, into Serbia, and finally Slovenia.